Oh no, it says delete everything.
Oh no, that's not good. Redo everything. What are you gonna do?
Just let me know when we're live.
It's starting up. Might have to refresh the page.
You have so many tabs.
Not really. That's nothing. That's a light load.
I've seen some people with just ridiculous number of tabs, and
There it goes.
it bothers. So are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Hey!
Cool.
Live in 720p.
All right, let's get these people on here.
Do it.
We need a link, kind of.
Yep. Think so.
Here's a link. Should I just throw it in the town hall, I guess?
Yeah.
Wow, that would. Yeah, I know. We're just getting everything started.
Yeah. Trying to get all.
We haven't even put the link out there yet.
Yeah. Well, people are gonna still see the beginning of this part anyway.
Okay.
If they look through without seeing the live feed.
There we go.
Yeah.
The water is great.
I love water. Water's good for the soul.
There's no water in Texas.
You can lead a pony to water, but
What?
well, no, you can force it to drink.
Yeah. True. Like,
You
what
should.
can you do?
It's kind of rude.
You're rude.
I'm a rude dude. Rude
Are we
dude.
able to keep an eye on the number of viewers currently?
Yeah, I can get I have a view.
Excellent, we got some viewers. Hey guys.
We have 5 viewers. What are they doing here?
Wait, we were having a town hall today?
What? I've got to be somewhere else. No.
Hey guys, welcome to the HarmonyCon's second town hall. I am Tyler Gray. I am the chair.
And I am Matthew, or some know me as Pepper, the other chair.
And we are joined today by our head of Harmony Nights.
I'm known as Chris Chin, but you can call me Chris if you ever run into me. So yeah. Knights of Harmony, yeah, that's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need many more computers on this desk, Nathan.
Yeah.
A chevalier.
We're very serious here. We're doing some very serious work on our...
You can tell we're IT people. It's like...
This isn't even counting the 4 in the background.
Wait, 4 in the background?
The 4...
We do? Hold on, 1, 2... Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got here. Do we have any questions to start off with? Or do we want to talk about something?
Well, I'd like to start off, just a bit of condolences to one of our staff members, Valiance, who was affected by the recent flooding. I know he's been having some trouble with his house due to that, so our heart goes out to him, and we wish him all the best. I'd also like to say that we did a bit of local advertising in the San Antonio area yesterday, and a very special thank you to Midnight Premiere, one of our vendor relations staff, who assisted myself with going around, putting up flyers, and just spreading the word for HarmonyCon. So thank you.
TXs.
Are y'all still having? Are y'all having audio issues, or is it just you two?
Are we having some trouble?
Y'all let us know if you're having too many audio issues.
Yeah.
Because we can't have it playing the audio right here, otherwise it just gives a feedback loop. So we have to have you guys let us know if there's an issue with the audio per se.
What are they all talking about?
Alright, so let's start going down our list of topics, shall we? And we can, do some of these announcements again later on as we get some more viewers. But to start out with, we'd like to say that our vendor applications have closed. We have a full dealer's room, and we're going through those now. So thank you to everyone who submitted vendor applications, and we look forward to working with y'all. We also have closed our musician applications, and while we're still reaching out, making sure which artists or musicians are able to come, which aren't, we have some fantastic applications, and we are really looking forward to our concerts. They're going to be a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that you guys can join us for that.
It's going to be lit, fam.
L-I-T.
And finally, our panel applications just recently closed as well this past week. So we're in the process of going through those. Those ones take a bit longer to go through because we also have to factor in, the scheduling, make sure, what times we have available for which ones. But those ones we're in the process of going through, and we have quite a variety of different panel applications. So we know you guys are going to have a lot of fun. We got stuff for music, we have stuff for art, we have stuff for video production. We also have some coming on our end, including some children's programming and even a sing-along with our mascots. So I hope you guys are excited for that, because I know our mascots are.
Wait, who are they? No.
What? Where did these guys come from?
Whoa, it's just pink and orange there.
Pink
Or yellow? Question.
Are you saying orange?
I said
It looks
orange.
yellow to me.
And just in case you weren't aware, the convention is going to be taking place from February 8th through 10th in 2019.
You can always have that pre-con party, so...
Oh yeah, come on Thursday, just hang out. Maybe you would help us get some stuff done. Yeah, speaking of which, our volunteer applications are still open. We're taking a quick break for the holidays, but we're going to be going through those shortly and starting to onboard some of the volunteers. But that process will be ongoing throughout pretty much the entire time leading up to the convention. And even at the convention, if you wish to volunteer, just stop by Con Operations, let us know, and we are always happy to accept more help. We do have... The one department we're pretty much good on is AV. We've already had quite a few applicants for that one, so that one we're not needing it quite as much, but if you have experience, then just let us know. We're especially looking for volunteers in all of our other departments though, so please keep on submitting those. And the perks to being a volunteer include getting a free badge for the 3-day weekend if you do work at least 12 hours, and that can be done in different shifts throughout the whole weekend. Let's see.
Do we have any Twitter questions that I can't hear?
I can pull up Twitter, actually.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Trying to keep, because we have 3 different platforms we're looking at for questions, so we have to keep track of all 3 at the same time.
Yeah, even I just want to mention this too. So like, if you're like brand new to volunteering, you don't have to like just be afraid. Just go ahead and put your application in, and then if you have any real life experience or volunteer experience from other things, like for example school, extracurricular activities or what have you, then we'll take a look at that, and we can actually see where the best placement is for you. Yeah. Yep.
Well said.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, to talk about our badges, if you haven't registered, should do so now. We are ending our next tier of the early discount at the end of this month. The last date is going to be on November 30th for getting a badge at $50. Afterwards, it goes up to $55, and that'll be until January 8th. At that point, you're going to have to purchase them at the door, and those will be done for $60. So if you want to get that early bird discount as well as just help us put on the con, we highly encourage you to register early, tell your friends to register early, and get those in as soon as you can.
And just FYI, we have sold out of our top tier memberships, the $500 tiers. We still have a good amount of our mid-tier 250s, which also includes a special guest meet and greet, as well as everything before that at the $100 tier, which is a t-shirt, priority seating, priority badge pickup, and exclusive keepsake, which we're still working on. But do help us. Pre-reg helps us a lot with our pre-planning.
Remember, the more pre-reg, the more stuff we can do for you guys.
Not to mention, since we're first starting out as a con, so
yeah,
to get the ball going.
This will be your big chance to come and see a con from the very first year, from its inception.
We're doing a lot to try to put on a good show for you guys. We want the best.
That is our only point in existing.
I mean, every other con wants to be the best too, but hey.
Do you think we should make the big announcement or wait a few more minutes?
I've got about 20 people watching. We can always say it again, so... I think
Okay.
Yeah.
It again?
So...
Oh.
Alright. So, drum roll please.
Oh.
We are going to be having our next special guest as well, Big Jim Miller, the show's director. He's going to be joining us at HarmonyCon for our first year, in addition to our lovely Ellie Ray Hennessy, the voice of Mistmane. We'll be announcing that again later on throughout the town hall, but for all those watching now, that is our next show guest. And we're still not quite done. We're still looking through and we still have those open.
It's open?
Well, we're still looking through the show guests, to make it clear. We're going to slow it down a bit, but we're not... That's not necessarily the last one. And we also still have our community guest applications open. Those ones we're going to be also starting after these holidays are over and reaching out to some of the community guests who have already applied. But even if you haven't applied yet, those ones are still open. So if you know someone who you'd like to see as a community guest, reach out to them. If you are someone that you feel would be a good fit for a community guest role, feel free to apply.
That was well put. I like it.
Yeah, we just announced it for the first time. If more people start joining, we'll say it again.
Yeah, we wanted to make that our big special surprise for you guys that joined us to watch. We'll be posting it online shortly after the town hall.
I'm not seeing anything on Twitter.
Hello, Jeff.
And Chef.
And Chef. My name is Acarcian. Oh, Timothy, your connection dropped out? Well, yeah, it's Big Jim Miller. So, no, you don't have to check online.
You can always rewind. And rewind. And rewind. And rewind.
Oh, yes. So, to Acarcian, we were just talking about, we've closed the musician applications, and we're in the process of reaching out. We're still going through the applications to reach out to everyone, but those will be coming out shortly.
But we are looking at having an extremely awesome lineup.
Couple of the other things that we can discuss that we'll have at the convention, there will be a
The stream cut out?
what's it called? Cosplay contest. We'll be having a cosplay contest that everyone is welcome to participate in, and there'll even be a prize for the winner.
Prizes are always fun.
Oh yeah?
Makes the things go great, you know?
You mean you're not just in it for the fun?
I think so. I don't know. But yeah, it's...
Judging by some of the people I've seen at past conventions, I'm guessing there are going to be some rather amazing costumes, and I look forward to seeing what everyone can do.
We're definitely still going through our panels, Blue Latios, but we can definitely confirm things like like a mascot sing-along and a few things that are
more on our end.
We're working on our end, kind of. But we're still going through the approvals and getting confirmations back from all the panelists and stuff. That should be done in a a week or so. I don't know.
Yeah, the main thing we have to think about with that is we only just closed them, and now we have to go through and actually look at, okay, what times did people request for, what times do we have available, and see what works best in terms of scheduling.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth communication at this point.
So I hope you guys can give us a little bit of time as we're just, looking through the schedule and seeing what works best, both for everyone who's submitted as well as for the convention.
Dabbing contest.
I don't doubt Nevalin will start one.
Yeah, unofficially, I'm sure there'll be one at some point.
There are only so many things we can try and prevent.
So many
Oh, man.
Let's see, what else do we have to talk about today? This is going quick. So please, if you have some more questions, feel free to submit. In the town hall chat on our Discord, SolarMod asked the question, can I wear a hat? Yes. But it has to be at least 11 gallons.
Oh, yes. 11-gallon hat minimum.
10-gallon hat, you're passable. But 11 gallons, that's where it's at.
You want to make sure none of my guys have to take you down.
The serious answer is most likely hats are fine, yes.
I mean, we're not TSA, but, we can... We want you to have fun with the 10-gallon. Not 10-gallon, 11-gallon hats. Got me mixed up there.
Can we say how many musicians we might have? That's kind of hard to say. We can confirm that we are having a Friday night and Saturday night concert, though, so to give you kind of an idea.
Yes, there will be more than a few.
Because we're still working out how long everyone's set's going to be and getting confirmation from all the musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to give you an exact schedule.
So, Chris, would you like to tell us a bit about your past experience working with conventions, as you are going to be one of our heads at the HarmonyCon?
Well, how do I want to put that? Pull up my list here. Some of you may know me from Ponyville Cider Fest this past weekend. Past weekend? Oh wow! This is what a poor college student does to me. This is the life is crazy. But no, the previous at Ponyville Cider Fest, you probably know me as the head of Reg, and that's one. That's probably where you see me if you see the face to the whole, where I was wearing the coat and everything. But like previous experiences I had, Nightmare Nights, of course, that was actually my first convention ever, and I actually staffed at that one, or volunteered, quote unquote, whichever you want to put it towards that way. So, but yeah, I've been with Nightmare Nights for the second year, which was 2014, all the way to 2017, which is the last year. And I was actually kind of taking both hats as registration and what it used to be called security. And so that's what I did for like the local PonyCon that's been here. Mm-hmm. I've been to some others, like there's one that's me being from Oklahoma, kind of an Okie boy, yeah. I went to ZimiCon, which was an Japanese anime convention that happens in Oklahoma City, and I went there 2015 and 2017 years. I was actually helping with Reg, and if you don't see the pattern, I'm actually been doing Reg a lot, so yeah. EQLA, I went to the last year there, was part of operations. Basically that was a little bit of security and handling with the public as well, and trying to handle when it comes to like where things were at, or manning doors or what have you. So then I went to BabsCon in this past year, and I was actually helping with the guest relations. So it was somewhat like registration, but it's not registration. It was pretty much making sure that the I'm sorry, not guest relations, sponsor relations.
Oh, okay.
I was helping with this, making sure all the sponsors got their stuff, pretty much their perks. Pretty much went to make sure that they got to see do what was it they called like the dinner with the VIPs and what have you. So made sure to help out with that, and a lot of pre-con and then during con, making sure everybody had their stuff, and but it was pretty good. That was pretty much my list of conventions I've been to so far. So
yeah. So you've got a lot of experience, and we're happy to have you as our head of the Harmony Knights, our chevalier.
I mean, glad to do it. Glad to be a good help. And actually, it was funny. My first, I think it was first Nightmare Nights, I actually met you.
Yeah.
And then I actually went there mainly because I just wanted volunteer service hours for my freshman year of college for like a final. So like if I get so many hours of volunteer service hours, I get like 100% on the final. So I'm like, heck yeah, I want to do this at a local convention. So
was that the year we stayed in the same room? Or was that
it was
the
next year, yeah, because I didn't know anybody that first year. So I was staying at the Holiday Inn. I was like by myself, and I was like, yeah, oh well, it was cool. But got to finally be able to drive. I had a truck beforehand, and it was so hard to do any kind of driving because it was a gas guzzler. Then I got to a Nissan Sentra, and it was doing it was easy to, drive a little bit.
Yeah.
Save the money on gas and all that good stuff.
Which actually is a good point. That just reminds me, if you haven't done so, go ahead and book your room for HarmonyCon so that you don't have to be off-site. You can be with everyone else at the convention, enjoy your times, make it non-stop, and also supports us.
We do have our room block, right?
Yes, we do. It is, the code for that is HAR, all uppercase, and you can find a link to that on our website at harmonycon.org.
Were you answering Blue's question about hotels?
Oh, actually, I just thought of it because of what Chris had said.
Oh, okay. I won't be able to get mine till shortly after Christmas. Okay. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll likely have a room available.
If I remember correctly, I believe the block closes technically January 17th.
I say like mid-January.
Mid-January.
But the hotel is definitely not giving us problems with booking rooms, so
we just have to keep adding on more because we're running out.
Yeah. Just book book whenever you guys can, and you don't have to pay anything up front. You just put a credit card down. You're not charged till you actually are done with your stay. So there's really no risk involved in booking as soon as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So one question that's been brought up, which I'll be honest, we've been a little, it's been a little tricky for us, is the charity auction. We are absolutely planning on having one. It's just in terms of choosing which charity, we're being we were a little picky. We wanted originally something, a local charity, a smaller one, where essentially the dollar amount that we raise for it makes a larger impact than, say, a huge national charity. But we're having some difficulty trying to find a good, appropriate local charity. So we may ease back on how picky we're being and just choose one already. And I'm sure you guys are waiting to hear that too. So, but we will absolutely have one, and as soon as we have that ready, we'll announce it for you guys. We just wanted to make sure that whatever we're doing this for, it goes to make a big impact.
Let's see. Will we have a Valiance appreciation panel? Oh man. I'm sure there'll be a toasting to Valiance at the very least, since he's been very helpful with ConUps.
Every panel is going to be a Val appreciation panel in secret.
Organizing that. Yeah, let's just have ValCon.
Shh, don't tell Nevalan.
Oh no.
We already promised him Nevacon.
Competing conventions.
What other questions we got here?
Nevalan says it's very difficult for me to imagine Tyler driving. He looks like more like someone who would ride a school bus literally everywhere.
I'll have you know, I am an excellent driver. I can do a donut so well.
Well, just tell the bus driver to do the donut then.
I thought you were talking about the sweet donuts for me. Like, sounds good right now, actually.
Oh yeah, so we have two of us sporting our HarmonyCon shirts right now. You can get a good look at these right here, and those are still available to purchase on our website. There's a link right as you go to the website for buy a shirt. You can buy one of our early supporter shirts. Every purchase goes to help our convention.
It also comes in, there's like the color of the shirt is actually, I think it's black and navy. So actually, it's hard to see with the camera somewhat, but you can kind of see somewhat like the color of our shirt's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the design is still the same. So and it's a pretty legit shirt. It's
It's comfy too.
Yeah, really comfy.
No, it's pretty nice.
You're nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. I have to think on that one for a little bit, but Bolt asks what the weirdest, craziest, or funniest thing we have experienced at a convention is.
I'm not sure that's something I can say in public.
Oh man. Well then. PG.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
What's the weirdest, craziest, or strangest thing you've seen at a convention?
Putting the Valen shield on those shirts. Oh man, yeah, I have to think on that for a second. I think we'll just answer that as we figure that out in our heads.
Yeah, that is kind of a tough one.
I've been to like 20 horse conventions at this point, so I'd really have to write through my memories.
That's a lot.
When did we ever predict 700 members?
I don't remember saying that ever.
No, we're not expecting 700. We're projecting around 300 attendees. We're in good progress to that point. We're not there, but we're in good progress. I mean, obviously, you don't get the full numbers until the convention itself. But pre-registration, like we mentioned earlier, always helps us reach that goal. We've been making some good strides.
I mean, we can definitely handle more than 300.
Yeah, if we have more, then we can absolutely. We have the space for it.
We have more space than we need. We didn't have to. We got a good deal.
So the more, the merrier. Because we all like that hay, right?
Yeah, I think 300 would be just fine. Just fine.
Yeah, we can make do on this. I mean, we are capable of handling it financially in terms of our attendance numbers, but we're hoping for around 300.
I mean, if you really want 700, you better just go out there and push every horse person you know into...
Tell them to buy.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by a relationship with the hotel.
Well,
hello, Siri.
Yeah. It's just like Siri just popped up, and it's just like...
Siri, will you joining us?
Siri wants to buy a registration too, and if Siri wants it, it's good.
Oh, yes, Nevalin. Yeah, that is a great thing to say. No.
Oh, is that on the YouTube?
Yeah, that's on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
Yes, our relationship with the hotel is very good. We've been working with them. I mean, obviously, we already have the contract and everything set in stone, but in terms of just our working relationship and getting rooms blocked for us, they've been very good about it, and that's been going well. What other questions? Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Well, you have a spirit badge option. Okay, we do have spirit badges up. We haven't really been promoting it probably enough, but they are available. You can go to the website, and it will be on Eventzilla. It's a kind of contribute what you want kind of deal, and if you contribute $50 or more, you will get a con book, a honorary badge, and I think something else. And we do have the option, if you buy at that rate, up until a certain point at least, that you can you can exchange all that for a regular badge if you change your mind and you're able to come to the convention. That's up till January though. That's going to end with pre-reg because we don't want to. It would just conflict.
Plus, we have to
process all those orders.
Yeah, and have them mailed out, which are mailed out
They'll be mailed out after the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a to be determined keepsake. Trying to think about. Still going back to that question of what's the craziest stuff I've seen at a convention.
All these people who like little horses.
That's just weird. That's the weirdest thing ever.
Every convention's a weird convention. What are you talking about?
They call themselves bronies or something like that.
Like,
right?
Like bro and pony, or
yeah, something like that.
But what about the sisters? What do they call themselves?
Oh,
the sisters.
The sisters. The horse sisters.
I don't know what they call them. I heard Pegasisters, but I don't know if that's what it's called.
Combo cads? Yeah, we are looking at. We're still looking into our con books. I think we will have some space for ads, and when we do have that available, we will make it known.
We just have to look at sort of how we would price that and how that would work, etc.
Right. We're definitely prioritizing con books at this point, so it shouldn't be too long, and we can get those rates to you guys. Pegasisters, yeah. Yeah, I know. We were just being dorks.
Yeah. We're trying to be funny.
Horses.
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 I mean, that works.
I think that one works even better.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can we start that now? Horses instead?
No.
So, one of the craziest things that I've seen at a convention was probably at BronyCon in 2016, when I was there with the gentlemen that run the Tesla Coil panel, who, by the way, are our AV staff for HarmonyCon. And big props to them. This convention would not be possible without them. They are providing a lot of equipment, and they cannot say enough about them. So thank you so much.
They are a huge help to us. Yes. Yep.
And so back to the story, though. So at the end of putting on the panel, we were loading up all the equipment back onto the carts to take it back to the truck in the parking garage, and a certain unnamed staff member of BronyCon who was assisting us with the carts, we began to ride them down the parking garage while also racing the RC car ponies that Dan and Garrick had brought with them. They had taken off the tops of the RC cars and zip-tied ponies to them. So we raced them down the parking garage. Although, probably even better than that was later on when we zip-tied some PVC pipe to the ponies as well and had them joust each other in the middle of the convention center.
I remember that.
Amazingly, Fluttershy won most of the time. Or maybe not amazingly, depending on your perspective. I mean, she is pretty scary.
Yeah, she does have a hard side to her softness. So, kindness can be kind of hard. Sometimes you gotta kill them with kindness.
Let's see here.
Fluttershy is canonically the
best jouster
in Equestria.
Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't she do jousting in the episode about the where the Crystal Empire was first introduced against Rainbow Dash? And I think Fluttershy won. It was a long. It's been a while since I watched that episode, so I can't remember. Correct me in the comments if you know.
They had a petting zoo with tiny shoes.
I love those tiny U's. They're so adorable.
I'm not caught up, so I've been spoiling myself.
That was season 2.
Yeah.
Oh my
it is? Okay, wow. I just, yeah.
Not caught up.
I just gotta love the student life. It just kills your brain.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there.
So, just to give a shout out, I know we've mentioned some of our staff before, but I'd like to just give a shout out to the individual people that make up our staff, including Broken Skies, Electrical Engineered. They're both on our AV team. It's so hard to scroll without the mouse. Electronics Freak and Blazing Current also make up our AV core staff. We also have, of course, Chris and Chin here. Element of Smash, our head of vendor relations, and as well as Oni and Little Mistake, who you probably know better as Midnight Premiere, also on our vendor relations staff. They've been fantastic help. On our artist team, we have Nevalin as our head of design, who designed our mascots that you can see in our picture here. Got Harmonic Tune over here. He's the laid-back, easygoing guitar-playing guy that just hangs out under the tree. And then we have our energetic, whoop-de-doo, very outgoing,
right behind his head,
Harmony Star, who may have a bit of a problem with drinking sweet tea. She may need an intervention at some point.
I mean, that Texas sweet tea, I tell you what.
As well as
I'll tell you.
And I'd also like to thank the other artists on our staff, Awkward Dork, Gleamy Dreams, and Lula Moon Arts. Awkward Dork has been doing a lot of the comics for the Harmony Hijinks, if you watch those or take a look at those every Saturday. And Gleamy Dreams did the guest artwork for Ellie Ray, and you'll be seeing Gleamy Dreams' new artwork for Big Jim Miller's announcement coming out later today.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
We just don't want to post that until after we'd announced it here, but that'll be posted up shortly after the town hall, and you'll get to see the lovely artwork there. And Little Moon, of course, has done a fantastic job with their artwork as well, and we're excited to have all of them on our staff. And we also have recently added on Fanact, who is going to be our event coordinator, who's helping us go through our panels and figure out the scheduling and what's appropriate for our convention, all of that sort of stuff.
Oh, and Luck Rock's helping manage our concert, of course.
Yes, if you're familiar with Luck Rock, he was working at Ciderfest as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's worked at all kinds of conventions.
Oh, yeah. Starting to get up a list of people. Dark Phoenix is our head of VIP relations. He's been a huge help with talking to show guests, and we're happy to have him, as well as two of our people on our con operations, Valiant and Guy in the Duster. Appropriate for the con, basically meaning, one, we are a family-friendly convention, so, 18 plus panels we're going to be shying away from, at least for this year. And apart from that, then there's also just a matter of what sort of messages are we trying to portray. Something that's, overly negative or bashful, or more just a dabbing contest.
Well,
may not be the best fit, but
we're not going to kick anyone out for dabbing.
I mean, no.
We are the ones that created, well, our artists created it, but we are allowing the dab emote in our server. So we are not shying away from the dab, but in terms of panels, we're just looking at, what's a good fit, what brings a positive atmosphere, and what's going to make sure that everyone's going to have a good time.
What? You don't need to be sorry. How dare. Okay.
I'm sorry, Nevi. that dabbing contest, it's going to be unofficial. We can't sanction it publicly.
Cannot confirm nor deny it.
Let's see, do you guys have any other questions for us? If you have anything you want to ask, even if you think it's a dumb question, please feel free to do so.
Backstreet dabbing. Gonna have some dabbing contests in the alleyways.
Fortnite.
We need to break up this illegal dabbing.
Fortnite Fortnite.
No.
What?
No.
Oh, we can state that. I was just about to mention that. Due to the space that we have, we are going to be able to have dedicated gaming for tabletop and for video gaming. And we are also going to be having some games provided for us by the National Video Game Museum over in Frisco. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend it. And they're going to be providing some arcade equipment. So feel free to stop by our video game room and check out some of the awesome stuff we're going to have there. We'll have some contests. We're still working out, what we're going to do. But we're going to have some sort of video game contests as well as board game contests organized by people, both by the convention as well as people who would like to organize that as panels. So we have quite a few things coming for you guys. And pretty much any sort of area that you're interested in, we're going to have something here for you.
Trading card games, tabletop vendors.
Fortnite dance competition.
If people start it in the game room, I mean, I can't stop it.
I do recommend one thing though: the T-pose should be banned because that's the two.
It's OP.
Yeah, it's really OP.
I know a few people have expressed interest in Smash Ultimate as well as Sparkle's Secret Shipfic Folder and a few other games.
I mean, there'll be tables. You guys do you. As far as a Smash tournament, I think that's going to be something the attendees put on. Let's turn to panel. Well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be room for a Smash tournament in the gaming room.
Wow. Smash tournament.
Oh.
And even apart from the competitions, you're still more than welcome to actually just play and hang out. So
Right.
outside of the normal competition, there'll be more laid-back gaming.
Let's have a Mario Party for competitive tournament.
Have a club penguin 1v1.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No Fox, no items. Final destination. No.
Mario.
Well, obviously, a lot of the questions that people probably would have raised were answered in the previous town hall, so we're running out of questions quick.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something you'd like to ask us, again, feel free. What is
Mario
it?
Party.
Don't forget the throwing Tyler competition, of course. The Tyler toss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of you guys could probably toss me pretty far.
He's just ripping on.
I mean, how much do you weigh?
Like 125.
I mean, that would be a good.
I tried to bulk up. It doesn't work.
Just gotta get the protein, man.
I tell you, one thing that Texas is not lacking in is food, and yet I still can't seem to get enough. Speaking of which, there's around 160 restaurants just in 3 miles of the hotel. So if you're looking for something to eat, we're gonna work on having something on our site as well. We're still trying to figure out what's the best way to sort of put that together in terms of showing what restaurants are nearby, because there are so many. So we'll have to try and figure out what's the best way. But we're gonna make sure that you guys are aware of the many wonderful places to eat, as well as some idea of how much it's gonna cost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much any price range, any food type, you're gonna find it nearby.
DJ Derpy asks, memes?
Memes?
Yes, memes.
Memes? I don't know what you're talking
no.
about.
I can't look.
Dude, the Dairy Dude's gonna hit me for this later. I hope he's not watching right now.
The Pikachu surprised me. There you go.
Yes, the Londoner is a very cool place to go, Blue. It's quite British.
Oh yes, the Londoner pub, the official, unofficial hangout space.
Yeah.
For the previous convent for Nightmare Nights.
Dewey's been watching you the entire time.
Oh no. I'm gonna feel this later.
Slowly dabbed on my face too, which I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let it happen.
I mean, that's how you compete, man. You gotta just dab in front of the other person.
Oh my gosh.
What you talking about?
That mini dab.
A mini dab.
That's almost like a mustache dab.
Mustache dab.
Oh man.
I must ask you a question.
Oh,
I
am so sorry.
They must ask us questions.
You can just ask us like, what's your favorite color? What's best
What
horse?
is your favorite color?
Oh, I think
What
maybe...
is your quest?
My favorite color is rainbows. Prices again?
Prices again? What?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have joined us, so we should probably go back over some of the big announcements in case you weren't here previously. So, vendor applications have closed. We've got a lot of applicants, and we're going to have a full dealer's room for sure. So, we're going through those and making sure that we're in the process of sending out those acceptance letters. And those ones have closed. The musician applications have closed. We can't confirm exactly who's going to be a musician just yet, simply because it requires a bit more back and forth. You know, they come to us, say, hey, can we come to HarmonyCon? We go back and say, yeah, you can come to HarmonyCon. Then they come back to us and say, okay, yeah, I can still come to HarmonyCon. But we're going to have one heck of a lineup, I can say. We have some fantastic musicians, and we're extremely excited for our concerts. We're going to have one on Friday night and Saturday night.
Yes, Tyler and I are quite the connoisseurs of the horse music. We definitely want to have a great concert.
We partake of only the finest of horse tunes.
Finest of horse tunes.
I need to indulge in this.
In fact, there is another little thing that I can maybe give a little tease about where it's in the process, and we may put out a tiny clip later, but we do have a certain somebody working on a song for HarmonyCon, a special convention theme song.
Ooh.
And
it's not bad.
it'll be sung by our mascots, voiced by Do the Daring Do and Brittany Ackerman. I don't know if you're familiar with their work. They're both fantastic. Love them to death. And you should check out their channels on YouTube and their accounts on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They will both be at the convention and voicing our mascots and doing questions and all sorts of stuff.
Yes, hijinks of what have you. Harmony hijinks and whatnot. Harmony hijinks IRL. Yeah, there we go.
Panel applications have also closed. We're in the process of going through those. We're going to take a small break for the holidays, but as soon as those are over, we're going back through them again, and those ones just take a little bit more time. I can't give it an exact time frame just yet, simply because it's a large process of going through, looking at what time slots are available, then getting back to the people that have submitted panels and saying, okay, this is the time I can give you, can that work for you? And so it's a bit more process than some of the other applications, which is why it takes a bit longer for those to get out. But we're going to be getting through those as quickly as we can.
Best non-pony character in the show.
Boulder.
No.
I mean...
Of course.
Oh no. Nevaelen took the clip of me dabbing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
I can't
I
believe
should.
There's your concha, everybody.
Perfect.
I mean, hey.
I should have known that would never leave the internet now.
Yeah, get the AV staff to throw that in the projector screen.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden, that's just a deal for the beats.
I'm suddenly regretting my life choices now.
We'll play that.
Just a lot of it's going on. Really, it's just Tyler dabbing on the screen. And it's like,
I think Yona is best non-pony character.
Oh, she is fantastic. I love her.
I think I can go over the volunteer application. Just to reiterate too, like the volunteer application, that's still open. So if you want to volunteer, that is saying that you, like Tyler mentioned earlier, that if you successfully and complete all the requirements for being a volunteer, when you get assigned a position, then you get a free 3-day pass You have to be 18 years age or older, and unfortunately we can't provide lodging or anything just because we're such a small horse con. But we try our best to help. And if you want to apply, the specific positions we have available that's listed on the application is registration. It says security, but it's supposed to be Harmony. Was it Knights of Harmony? Vendor relations, public relations, social media, VIP relations, events coordinations, audio visual. I think
that one has a lot of applicants, that more so than we probably need at this point.
Yeah.
So that one we don't need too many of now. It's largely, especially security and registration, since we need to have multiple shifts. Although those are the ones that people typically think about. So even other stuff, events coordination and con operations, I've not seen too many people volunteer for yet. And those are absolutely key positions as well. Our events coordination team basically just makes sure that panels are running smoothly, that they have what they need. And con operations is basically the heart of the convention, where everything goes back to. So they sort of dip their fingers in everything. And you don't necessarily need to have prior experience to be a volunteer. If you would like to volunteer, then please feel free. We're still going through those applications. And again, along the same lines as our panel applications, we're taking a short break for the holidays, but we're going to be going through those and onboarding many of our volunteers. But those will be an ongoing process throughout, even during the time of the convention. If somebody comes up to us and says, "Hey, I want to volunteer," they're more than welcome to.
Also, you can even need it, like, for example, if you need it for an extracurricular activity or something, for example, school, or just anything when it comes to just needing volunteer hours, you can just also let, like, the heads know during the time at the con, saying that you need just a certain number of hours you work, like, written down or something, however you need your stuff. For example, since that's, like, what I did before with my freshman year of high school, or not high school, with my freshman year of college. I volunteered Nightmare Nights, like I mentioned earlier, and came just for the volunteer hours that I needed for the final. So if you need that, just, we can make sure to accommodate you there. So.
Mm-hmm. Also, for those who missed it previously, the big announcement for today is we're announcing our next show guest. Big Jim Miller, the show's director, is going to be joining us for our very first year at HarmonyCon. We are super excited to have him. He's also been the voice of Troubleshoes and Sombra. And he's just a fantastic person. We're excited to have him, as well as the lovely Ellie Ray Hennessy, the voice of Mistmane. And we're not completely done. We're still looking at the possibility of another show guest, but we're still in the process. So right now, those are the two that we can officially confirm at this time. And community guest applications are still open, so we're still going through those as well.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have...
Jim worked on Ed and Eddie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, as soon as our town hall is over, we're going to have the artwork and announcement posted officially on our Twitter and Facebook pages. So this was just for our special announcement for you guys viewing us right now. Getting the big news before everyone else. So feel special, guys.
Then later we'll post it on the social medias.
Well, we have a few minutes left. Going back, do you happen to have any crazy stories from conventions?
I've still been thinking about that too. For like me, I don't usually focus on those, so it's kind of hard for me to
Yes.
kind of recall them at this time too. I mean, I've seen some weird cosplays before, and I won't go much detail. There's some weird cosplays I've seen before. So yeah,
I've seen some fascinating ones,
yeah,
including one with extendable, retractable mechanical wings that they built.
Yeah.
And then the one that I saw at Cider Fest, where they had an entire hot air balloon that they were able to inflate and deflate.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
I vaguely recall someone having special guests and community guests signing a McDonald's cheeseburger at BabsCon with a Sharpie.
I mean,
Was it Larson?
No, but I don't know whose cheeseburger it was. I just remember seeing a signed cheeseburger going around.
I did see a signed leaf over at HarmonyCon.
Pretty much
Yeah,
anything involving Larson is going to be a crazy story.
Yeah.
I was seeing some of like the weird charity auction items that have been sold. I remember at Nightmare Nights where they sold like a package of asparagus.
I wanted that 10-pound Toblerone. That was something to get.
Just have the guest sign some asparagus, you know.
All right. Oh, and also, since in case you weren't here previously, the person next to me is Chris, aka Chris and Chin.
Yep.
Shotgun did have a marshmallow.
Oh yeah, head of
Harmony Nights.
Harmony Nights. Yeah, it's one of those days. Like, Nights of Harmony. Yeah. Head of Nights of Harmony. For
Protect horse.
Protect horse. Yes.
Protect horse.
Yeah, pretty much. But we want to make sure. Usually, like what we do is want to guarantee like the safetyness and everything for y'all and as attendees, and provide the customer service if you need something. You know, they're kind of walking around sometimes too. I mean, you know, we haven't started it yet, but you know, so that's kind of like the big plan and stuff. But basically, we want to make sure you'll have the best experience. So we want to provide the best safety when it comes to just overlook, making sure nothing's just going crazy or what have you, and yeah.
Okay.
All that good stuff. Oh, actually, I thought of something. Do we have like a? I know it's about 4 minutes, but is there like a background story between our two mascots?
Is there?
Yeah, I thought we had some like. do we have something like that?
Well, we've discussed their personalities. We don't have
Like,
fully fleshed out backstories about their tragic pasts yet.
Just
well, I probably didn't say backstories, but more like
the million
or do you
word-long
mean-
fan fiction.
certain things we're trying to leave a little bit open for the attendees to interpret as they will.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Free will is always a dangerous thing.
That's why we discourage free will at HarmonyCon.
Yes. That's what I'm there for. Make sure there's nothing going on. Just only having fun. And that nothing crazy happens.
What? Well, your surprise was our guest announcement.
I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the
Most
surprise?
people are on YouTube chats.
Yeah, that's what I noticed now. So I was like, okay.
Oh yes, the
Oh.
HarmonyCon yacht.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think that's not what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Oh, the shipping.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll
shipping
never
ain't
tell
free,
you
so-
their relationship ever.
Nevi doesn't like me talking about it, mostly
More like-
because I have different opinions from him.
It's a top secret thing that we're trying to work on. So yeet.
It's all fun and games until Harmony Star drinks the sweet tea. Well, then it's just extra fun and dangerous, I guess.
All right. Well, it's actually it's already been an hour. I started out kind of slow with some of the questions, but we had a good time, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited with how things.
If by
been.
rave event you mean concert, there will be a concert. Will be 2 concerts.
Yes.
Yes. It's not technically called rave. It's just.
And I'm sure there'll be music that you can rave to.
We're still in the planning phases, but what we're hoping for is one night being mainly acoustic and one night being more
Possibly. That is gonna
EDM.
be-
But it's still open to the planning stages as we finalize musicians and times, etc.
I mean, there'll be a lot of oons, but it's
But
gotta
also
be,
some.
yeah,
Uh,
something. I like how you put that. Just some. Yep.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you all for joining us today. Is there anything else thank you, by the way, to our head of registration who's been tirelessly working in the background over here. Tom, he has been helping us get all of this set up and get this work done. How could I forget our shout out?
You did not shill the website.
I was trying to go through our staff list, and I forgot to shout out to Joey, our site designer, who also is one of the lead designers for Derpy Buru. And definitely want to give him a special shout out for the amazing work he's been doing on our website. Thank you for reminding me.
But the website itself is HarmonyCon.org.
Yes.
Yes.
And you should check that place out because you'll get all kinds of info and information on registration and people who are going to be there.
Yeah, for example, like the hotel.
Yeah.
I think it was travel options or something like that. Did we have that posted?
That's www.harmonycon.org.
Yeah. Yeah, just information about the hotel, registration, all the applications that's there and are about. So.
Yeah, because I know the hotel doesn't have any sort of like shuttle or anything between the airport, so that's probably the cheapest option is an Uber or a Lyft, though. I think Dart runs, but that's probably more expensive.
From where?
From to the hotel from.
I would say getting a ride share is probably the best option. Just try to talk to some people who are coming from the airport and try to share a ride.
Yeah, we have a channel.
I think it's possible to get there on mass transit, but it definitely takes longer.
Yeah, we do have channels in the Discord for those looking for ride shares, room shares, etc. So feel free to hit people up because there are a lot of people coming, and you never know. Maybe you'll make some new friends.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to check out Southwest too, because we got 2 airports in Dallas, and Love Field is pretty close to the hotel actually.
So I know that's how I originally met Chris. Was well, I mean, I sort of like seen you around and met you at the previous Nightmare Nights, but it was because we ended up room sharing the next year that I really got to know you, and now look where we are.
Yeah, I mean, small world, right?
Yeah, so you never know who you might meet.
Yeah, buddy.
People.
That like horses. These colorful.
I think we're supposed to.
Like I got to meet the amazing Balto when I was at Ciderfest this. Now you got me all confused. It was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Ponyville Ciderfest?
Yep.
Yeah. That was about end of October. Yeah. About, let me see.
All right.
I think we're supposed to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's wrap up time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Any other words?
Words.
Yeah, and if y'all have any other questions,
Good words.
If y'all have any other questions, feel free to mention Tyler or I in Discord, or you could even leave it in the town hall chat, and we'll probably just reply to you at some point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, don't feel afraid to hit us up if you have any concerns. Or if you have any questions, you can always ask us. If you have a concern, something around related safety, our Harmony Nights are always open to hearing you out and making sure that you guys feel comfortable.
All right.
Just hit me up, in the DMs.
Have some great holidays, y'all. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Horses.
I think we're going to end it here.
Okay.
As soon as I scroll the mouse down. Goodbye.